So, In the Heights, a long story short, so boom. In the Heights is about this neighborhood called Washington Heights in New York City, and this is mainly a, low to mid income Latina, Afro Latina, just mixed race and just full of color, but mostly of Latina people. And the whole message, they're just working to survive. They've all came to their families have come to America with great dreams, or they've been here for who knows how long. And Usnavi, the main character, has been working at his dad's bodega for his whole life, basically just been trying to save enough money to go back to the Dominican Republic to rebuild his dad's bar and run it by the water and be happy. And so Washington Heights follows that story. It follows also the story of Nina, who is a freshman at Stanford. She hates it, doesn't know how to tell her parents, and she's the first generation college student. So that's her whole deal. Her dad is somewhat successful, owns a business, and he's just really struggling to pay for her college. So she's like, do I tell my dad, who's working really hard and sold half his business to send me to college, that I don't want to go to that fancy ass college because discrimination. And then there's Vanessa. I can't stand Vanessa. I cannot stand Vanessa. Vanessa, her whole thing is she wants to be a fashion designer. Vanessa is hot shit. Everybody loves Vanessa. And she wants to get out of the Heights. She's too good for the Heights. She's tired of, the poverty. She's tired of working hard as a, and the beauty salon that's in the neighborhood. She's tired of it. She sees bigger things for herself, which is fine. But this is my thing about Vanessa. She's trying to get to this. She doesn't even notice Navi. Navi, has this huge crush on her, but he's like too nervous to ask her out because, again, Vanessa's hot shit. And she's trying to get this apartment, downtown so she can like live out her dreams and be a fashion designer or whatever. Why you have to live downtown to do that, I don't know, but I'm not from New York City. And so Vanessa's whole thing, she's trying to get this apartment down there, and she doesn't have like a loan, but she has the money first and last month's rent, but she doesn't have like a credit. She doesn't have any credit, doesn't have anyone to co-sign for her. And so she's sad. And so she gets to the apartment and she's like, and then the lady's like, hey girl, I told you had to have, bank loan signed, co-sign or something, can't just take that. And Vanessa takes it as like, oh, she just saw the paper application, she saw I was in a nail salon, she sees a little bit of classism, she sees a little bit of resistance with this apartment, and so she just goes off the rails. She just gives up, and then she goes after Uznavi. So I'm like, okay, so she's all dejected and she's sad, and she goes after Usnavi, and of course he likes her, so of course he's happy. But again, like, it's just this weird, oh, you're cute, you're just my friend. They go to the dance club, and she asks him to dance, and he's like all nervous, and guys ask her to dance because, remember, again, Vanessa's hot shit, so she goes to the club. Everybody's like, oh, Vanessa, dance with me. Oh my god, Vanessa, dance with me. And she's like, hey, is it okay if I like dance with these 100 guys? And Usnavi's like, I mean, I guess it seems like you're popular here. I thought you came from me, but okay, whatever. And Usnavi is this fucking nerd. Like, he's nervous. And so he starts drinking and he dances with this other girl, and then Vanessa sees it and gets mad. Now, mind you, she's been having a whole dance scene with the whole club without Usnavi. And so he just keeps drinking, and he's like, all right, I'm gonna dance with this girl, make Vanessa come over here. And then Vanessa comes over there, then boom, lights get cut off. So they never really get to dance. But she's mad at him, they're mad at each other. It's this weird breakup scene, even though they weren't really together. The whole thing was weird. The whole thing was weird. I don't like Vanessa. But anyway, I got off topic. But basically, long story short, there's, in the Heights, they are, just trying to get by. They're happy, they're vibrant. Then a blackout happens. It's a 3-day blackout, and everybody's like, oh my God, they don't give a fuck about us. They don't care. They're not trying to get our lights on. It's hot, you know? It's hot. And so really the question is, for Usnavi is, do I stay in my neighborhood where I grew up with like my family, with my block? Do I stay here, or do I like pursue my dreams and go back to Dominican Republic and do what I was planning to do for a decade? Like, he's been planning this for like over like a decade or close to, because he says he's almost 30. So I imagine he's been trying to save up money since he was 18. So he's been planning this out, and it just takes Vanessa saying, oh, don't leave. He just throws it all away. All right. But that's, long story short, what, you know, In the Heights is about. Just, you know, making it in the Heights, and like in a neighborhood that, you know, the city doesn't really care about that much because it's full of immigrants. So that's the whole thing and whatnot. Plus, Usnavi's trying to get back to San Domingo. It's his dream. They also start off the movie with this whole little dream, which I thought was weird, because it's just like the whole message of the movie is settle. You're in America, and that's the best place you can be, so whatever happens to you here is better than what can happen to you anywhere else, because it's America, yay! And I would be okay with that message if the movie took place in like the 1990s, or like even the early to mid 2000s. I would be fine with that point. But it seems to take place today. And I'm like, if you have a way, have you not been paying attention? Have you not been paying attention? After everything that's going on, if I have a way out, or I can start a business in my home country, I don't know where that is, but if I had been saving for over a decade to leave America and start a business by the beach, I'm out of here. Like, I'm out of here. I don't whatever. And the lawyer guy that he's working with, he asked him like 5 times. He's like, hey, are you sure you want to do this? Your dad's bar got messed up by the hurricane. Do you want to do this? Is this actually your dream? And Usnavi's like, yeah. So excited. But then here comes Vanessa. Oh, I love you. Oh, stay with me. And he's like, great. Yes. All right. And I like, the movie isn't really clear. What does he get the money back from, like what he put down on the land? Or does he still own that land? He's gonna rent it out? Like, was it just wasted time and money spent to get back this bar? And again, like, the neighborhood's being gentrified, a lot of businesses are leaving, so that's another underlying tone of the movie, like, lightly, that they touch on gentrification. And so I'm like, if all this is happening, and again, this has been your dream for a decade, why are you settling, Usnavi? Usnavi deserved better. I had never read In the Heights. I had never seen the Broadway musical, because I'm in Missouri and I've only seen one Broadway musical on Broadway in my life, but that's fine. And so I was really thinking that, like, my man was gonna go and have his bar by the beach, like, and it was gonna be a nice story of not like go back to where you came from, but as of where you can. It's okay to want to go back to your roots and live your dream. Like, it doesn't have to, like, you don't have to stay here. And I think that is the whole theme is just like, oh, like, even though we're in poverty here, even though like shit's bad for us here, it's better to suffer and be exploited here than to go back to your country and actually live out your real dream. Like, that's kind of the overall message. Like, even, and you kind of see that more with Abuela Claudia. Abuela Claudia came here with her mom when she was a girl. And, you know, she said her mom came to America because there wasn't a lot of work. And then she came and she's like, hey, there are jobs in America, let's go. Boom. And so she gets here, and, you know, there's already a big Latina population who welcomes her in, but then there's a switch, and then she realizes, like oh shit, racism and classism, and so she's basically like forced to learn English. She's basically stuck and stuck being a maid. She's basically cleaning floors for the rest of her life. They're still struggling, they're still in poverty. Nothing in their life is really better than it was in their home country. But you know, hey, it's America. And so Auntie Claudia's whole thing is just like, oh, it's the little things. It's the pride, the little things that gives us a little bit of pride, to let us know that, to remind us that, you know, we have dignity even though our life kind of sucks, which is cute. It's nice. I get it. But Aunt Claudia was gonna go with Usnavi back to the Dominican Republic. Like, she was gonna go. But then she died. So, you know, she didn't go. that's not funny. Why am I laughing at that? That's not funny. I love Abuela Claudia. I keep wanting to call her Aunt Claudia. But, you know, her whole thing is like, in her death scene, she's like, you know, reviews her life, and she's basically like, you know, I basically inherited my mom's dream. Like, she cleaned floors, and then I cleaned floors, and then like we were still struggling, but like the pride of her life was basically being able to be there for her neighborhood, which, you know, community, family, that's nice. It's good. I get it. But again, the whole overlying thing is, it's better to, again, like, suffer and be in poverty here. Like, they were already in poverty where they were from, and they came here thinking it was gonna be better, and kind of wasn't. So it's just like, are you better off? Like, Usnavi had a chance to just, you know, he